Hiya, I'm Jenny, moorside gardener, and up on the allotment today to do a bit of tidying up and maybe some planting if possible. I've had like really busy few weeks and definitely the month of March. Lots of new things happening in my life, and then I've had just over a week and a half of little Nancy, my youngest, being really poorly. So we were looking after her, and therefore the allotment and greenhouse got completely neglected. So we've just done a trip to the garden centre and brought lots of goodies, some of which I've brought with me today to the allotment, and some of which will be heading out to the greenhouse later on. So I'm going to show you around and yeah, just show you what we're going to get done today. So I've got a wheelbarrow of goodies here, some flowers and some veggies, and a couple of bags of compost. So I think the main aim really for today is to finish weeding this bed here, because the turnips have gone to seed, so they're no good anymore. We can get rid of those. Put the last bag of compost down on here, and then this is the one that I want to sow my parsnips in. So we'll sow some parsnips and some radishes as well. And then this bed with the hoops that's uncovered needs just the couch grass taking out, which shouldn't take too long. And we'll plant that up with what I've bought at the garden centre. So that will look good. And then I think the last thing I want to do, or try and get done, is to get this bed here weeded. So last year that had tomatoes in it, and I know it's not the done thing really, but this year I do want actually to put potatoes in it. So we need that weeded and get some spuds in it, and maybe we'll trim around the edges as well. I got some bargain daffodils at the garden centre as well, so they were reduced to £1 a pot. They're still in flower, and I thought, right, I'll grab some of those, get them in the ground now, and then next year they'll pop back up and give us a nice bit of colour. So I'm going to put them along the line of the fruit trees. There are other bulbs. I've got alliums in there as well, so there are other bits coming up, and there's lots of self-seeded calendula coming up now as well from last year, so I'll probably leave quite a bit of that in as well along the tree line, just because it's just so lovely to have all that colour in there. So these are the daffodils. That one's fallen over. Yeah, absolute bargain, reduced to £1. So they look lovely and healthy, beautiful flowers on them. So just get them in the ground now. Here we go, all the daffodils are in. I broke up, there was quite a lot in each pot. There was sort of between 5 and 8 in each pot, so I just split each pot in half so that next year we'll have more clumps coming up. But they look pretty cute there. I've got some cheap compost that I got from Lidl's, and I think I'll use that to mulch along the tree line. Also, because I've not been up here for a couple of weeks, I've missed this, but look, we've got beautiful blossoms on the plum tree. Let's see if that'll focus. Lovely blossom. So really pleased with that. So this tree's doing really well. I was just going past here, so this is the first flower bed, and I just noticed snake's head fritillaries are up. Look, in fact they must have been up for a little while because some of the flowers have been and gone, but I love these. These are some of my absolute favourite flowers, so I'm glad I didn't miss them completely. Yeah, really chuffed that they've come up. I'd like to get some more in up here actually, so maybe that'll be a job for the autumn, is to get some more of these snake's head fritillaries up on the plot. But yeah, I was chuffed to see these. Right, I've brought over the compost to put along the tree line. Sun's in my eyes. Nice to have the sun out, isn't it? So yeah, I've got that. Just show you what it is. It's just really cheap stuff. So this is what I picked up in Lidl's, 40 litres. I think it was about something like £3.50 at the top of my head. Just, yeah, £3.50 a bag. And I thought I'd just pick it up. I used to use this all the time when I started years ago, and we were stretching the pennies. I used to buy Lidl's compost all the time and never really had a problem with it. So I thought it would be good enough still to come up and put on the bed. So I've only got 2 bags of it, and I'll just see how far it goes really, and then if there's any left I'll use that elsewhere. So yeah, just gonna put it along the tree line there, just along where I put all the daffodils and that. There, that looks a lot better. It's not a massively thick layer, but it'll do. And that was just 1 bag that I used. I think that's enough really. So yeah, pleased with that. Right, back over to the original plot now. Graham's been working hard weeding, so I'll just show you what he's done. So this was the bed with the turnips and that, and some weeds in this end. So he's finished weeding this one for me. I've got the last bag of silver grey to go on this one. I did have a bag of it nicked from this plot actually a couple of weeks ago, so that was nice. But I bought another one, so I'm going to finish that one off, and then we can sow straight into this bed. And then Graham is over here attacking the couch grass again, because the couch grass always comes back. Right then, now that this bed is ready to roll, we are going to sow some seeds into it. So this is the one that I want the parsnips in. So I'm going to do 3 rows, so sort of 1, 2, 3 roughly. And the parsnips, we're going to do a row of white spear, a row of gladiator F1, and a row of hollow crown. These ones were sent to me, the hollow crown was sent to me by Ali from My Rusty Garden. So thank you very much, Ali, for these. Hope these do really well. So didn't get any success with parsnips at all last year because the slugs kept eating them when they came up. So hoping for better this year. And then in between those 3 rows of parsnips, I'm going to do some French breakfast 3 radish. So just two rows sort of in between the parsnips, just while they're all germinating, because the radishes all grow really fast and come out long before the parsnips have done very much. So yeah, that is the plan. So that's that bed done now. I've got all the parsnips and the radishes sown in this bed, so hopefully they'll do all right this year. I've got a few spare seeds that I might either do in buckets or try for a second round if anything happens with what's in here. I've got this bed here ready to roll, so I think what I'll do is I've got 1 more bag of that Lidl's compost, and then over here I've got 2 bags of manure, so I might use one of those bags of manure on here with that Lidl's compost just to top it off and get some, you know, goodness into there. And then I can plant some brassicas into it and get a new net over there, and that'll be a really good job done as well. Right, so I've topped that bed off now with the bag of compost and the bag of manure, so that's looking ready to go, ready to be planted. So I can plant that up now and make a cover for it, because I've got some new net to go out. And then Graham has also started weeding the other bed that had the kale and the calabrese in it last year. So this is what it looks like now, lovely and tidy. And then we've got Graham's working his way through that one. He's doing really well. Most of the grass in there is like self-seeded stuff, and we've even discovered that among it we've got some calabrese that started sprouting again, so that's usable. We can have that for our dinner. So I bought some I think this is purple sprouting at the garden centre. Yeah, purple sprouting in that tray that I want to go out. And then at a new place of work, they've got a table with all the bits that are being got rid of that aren't fit for sale. So I've got some sad looking Brussels sprouts and some pak choy as well, but they're just a bit yellow. I think if I plant them up, they'll be absolutely fine. So I think they need to go in straight away. And I think the Brussels sprouts are going to take ages, and probably the purple sprouting, so I think perhaps they need to go in together first. And then pak choy, I mean, look, I mean, they're very cute. That one there is forming really nicely as well, so that's not going to be too long and that they'll be ready to eat. So I won't put those in with the Brussels, which will take ages. Right, I've just got this one planted up. So I've got the Brussels sprouts, that's it. Brussels sprouts at this end, and then I've squeezed all the kale in for the other half of the bed. So, not kale, purple sprout and broccoli, that's what it is. So, yeah, purple sprout and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Right, they're all covered up now. We realised that we didn't have anything up here to cut the new net with. So we've had to make do with the old net from this bed behind for now. But yeah, it'll do.